last week. Like, I'm on the show tonight, but yeah, it was weird.
Was there any talk of that match being removed from the show?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it was already filmed. Like, it was part of the story, I guess. But yeah, it was weird because that's happened a lot with back in the day with like 205 Live and stuff. People.
Hey, guys. We're here going to talk about Indi Hartwell, do an update. Now, Indi Hartwell, she has been moving along, coasting good since her WWE release. She has since done an interview. We're going to talk more about the Pink Square Circle. Hey, guys, we're here at the Pink Square Circle. We'll talk about why Indi Hartwell kept her ring name despite being released. Let's talk about it. You guys get the likes as we come to the Pink Square Circle. We're going to discuss this whole thing. Now, Indi Hartwell, I did a video recently about her. I talked about how she's been on the independent scene, and she just recently signed with TNA. But since then, she has spoken about being at the TNA show, TNA Rebellion, where we first saw Indi Hartwell as a part of a TNA knockout. Now she's spoken about that, and she's also done an interview with Chris Van Vliet talking about her WWE release and how she was able to keep her ring name Indi Hartwell. Now, her real name is Samantha De Leon, if I said that correctly. I know she's about 31 years old. So Indi Hartwell still has some time in her career. I will also say with Indi Hartwell, she's been still coasting along on the independent scene. Since then, she's been doing very, very well. I will say she's made a TNA appearances then, since I spoke about last time. I still see Indi Hartwell become the TNA Knockout Women's Champion in the near future. And also, Indi Hartwell, she speaks on her interview with Chris Van Vliet, how she had everything set up. She thought that she was finally at peace with WWE, where she previously had worries about being released or where her place was going to be in the company. And as soon as she felt comfortable, that's where she got the call that she was released. But, you know, like I said, I got to respect Indi Hartwell. I did a video recently. There are a lot of women, most women, not all, but most women that are released from the company. They are speaking negatively about how they were treated, what storylines they're supposed to be involved in, and they're just very frustrated of how they was released. And some even gone to the point, like Blair Davenport, for example, that they were so happy they were gone, even though they wish they were still there. But Indi Hartwell, alongside Jakar Jackson, one of the few ones that are very, very grateful for having their job, and they thank WWE, and there's no hard feelings. So much respect to Indi Hartwell and others for that, like I stated before. But Indi Hartwell, the thing about her is she has so much going on. She has so much bookings. I believe that the way you do it when you get released from a company like WWE, you put yourself on the map. You get your bookings going on social media. You get calls. You build rapport, relationships with companies, previous companies you dealt with, or ones you want to deal in the future. And that's how you get your name out there on the independent scene. And that's exactly what Indi Hartwell's been doing. Now, she also spoke about in an interview with her WWE release how she was NXT Women's Champion, but it was a short run due to her injury. But we're going to hear, like I said, an interview with Chris Van Vliet, and she's also recently the HOG Women's Champion. Let's see what she got to say on her channel and Chris Van Vliet here.
It's Sunday, April 27th, and tonight I'm debuting for TNA at the Rebellion pay-per-view. Ignore the messy hotel room, but today is April 27th, and I am making my debut for TNA. And if you watched one of the videos I did when I was back in Australia, going through my childhood bedroom, you would know that I grew up a huge fan of TNA. I have a lot of TNA merchandise back in my room in Australia. And it's really cool that I'm going to be working for a company that I grew up watching. And I actually remember, like, the day or the night that I discovered TNA. I don't know how old I was, but I remember I was upstairs in my parents' house and I was flicking through the channels, and keep in mind, this is in Australia, so we don't have the same like networks and channels that they have in America. And I was like on this, I don't even remember what the channel was called, but I remember seeing, I think I saw something about wrestling on like the TV guide. So I clicked it and I was like, oh my God, like, what is this? Because I didn't know that there was another company that existed. And yeah, I just remember like becoming obsessed with it because I was already obsessed with wrestling. And I was like, oh my God, there's more wrestling. And then from there, it kind of just took off and I discovered the whole world of wrestling. But yeah, I was a huge TNA fan, a huge fan of the Knockouts division. And now I'm about to become a knockout. So I don't know why I did that. Okay, I don't know if you can hear the crowd, but the show's going on right now. It's Mike Santana versus Mustafa Ali, and I'm going out next. I wonder what just happened, but yeah, guys, I'm excited, I'm nervous. I hope people react. I hope people know who I am. Yep, I'm about to go out soon.
Anytime.
The fans are real happy for Indi Hartwell showing up in TNA. Now, what I did not know with Indi Hartwell, I did not know she was a huge TNA fan growing up. She said that she kept, as you heard, that she kept DVD collections and everything else of the old TNA back in the early mid-2000s. So it seemed like Indi Hartwell was always wanted and destined to be a TNA knockout. So I'm glad that she's able to achieve her goal of getting that. And I really hope that, you know, TNA really puts her on the map and showcase her like I stated before. And like I said, she's already winning championships. But let's see what she got to say on Chris Van Vliet's show here regarding her WWE release.
I got my action figure with that name. I got in the game with that name. And then I think it was when NXT 2.0 started, they went through that whole weird thing of like, you can't have your real name. And you also can't have a name that we don't own. So they gave me the option to change my name or sell it to them. So I sold it to them. And then it was always in the back of my mind, like, oh my gosh, if I get released, like what name am I going to be? Like that's a big deal to me. So then when I got the call that I was being released, they said, okay, yeah, we're releasing you. I said, okay, cool. So I sold my name to the company. Is there any way I can get that back? And then we got it all figured out. I got the rights and stuff to it.
That's a rare thing.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
Yeah, because then you'd have to figure out, all right, what's my new name now?
Yeah.
How can I market that so people understand that the person that was formerly Indi Hartwell is now whatever this new name is?
Yeah.
The fact that you can keep your name that makes this transition that much easier.
Yeah, 100%. I'm really blessed because like most people only know me as Indi. So yeah, I'm so grateful. That was another thing that I didn't really have to worry about.
How did you even come up with Indi Hartwell?
So let me just.
Is this funny?
Because I use the porn star method. Do you know what that is?
Like a date in like the street you lived on or something?
Do you know who Iggy Azalea is?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so this was like before I started wrestling. Like I'm a big fan of her. And that's how she got her name, right? So then me and my friend, we were like just coming up with our porn star name. And it was like your dog name plus your street name, I think.
Yeah.
And then Indi Hartwell was my friend's dog name and street name. And then years later, when it came time for me to wrestle, the promoter was like, "What name do you want to be?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, Indi Hartwell." And then that's what it was.
It's really good.
It's a good name, isn't it?
It is.
There's no other indies in wrestling that I know of, but also the whole like Indi Hartwell, indie wrestling. I am indie wrestling, so it all worked out very well.
And the fact that you have indiewrestling.com is brilliant.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and you've been putting out this great stuff on YouTube. Anybody watching on YouTube right now should subscribe to Indi.
Thank you.
Link it below for
Thank you.
Let's get you to 100,000 subscribers.
That's the goal.
By the end of the year.
By the end of the year. You said I could reach 1 million by the end of the year.
I think I meant 100,000.
Yeah. I think 100,000 would be a good goal.
You're at 41,000.
Okay, 41.
As we sit here right now.
Okay.
I subscribe to you on both of my channels.
Thank you.
But I don't see why you couldn't get to 100,000 if you consistently put out the stuff you've been putting out.
Yeah, that's it. It's just about the consistency. With anything in life, really. Consistency.
Your views are great too.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I think that...
Some better than others.
Sure. But I think that it would be reasonable to think that you would have 5,000 or 10,000 views for a video. You have way more than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like some of your videos have hundreds of thousands of views.
And Naomi, I think. We were supposed to do something with Michin and Bailey, and then the segment got cut. And then the next week we started something, and like I had the tag match with Bailey and Naomi, which was my last match. And then I did the Netflix shoot at the headquarters. And then I was like, okay, I finally feel like I'm like a little bit safe for now. But then I got the call.
Was it difficult that you get released, but the match that you had already taped airs on the day you get released?
It was so weird. It was weird. Like fun fact, I missed the call when they called me to release me. So I made the call to get fired.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Like I had a text message. I didn't see I had a missed call. And then I had a text message saying, "Hey, it's blah, blah, blah from TR. Like, can you call us back?" So I called back and I thought it was like for a completely different topic. And I had lost my voice as well. So when I called back, I was like, "Oh, hey, sorry. Like I lost my voice. Haha." They're like, "Oh, we're calling with some unfortunate news." And I was so confused because I wanted to say, but like, what do you mean? Like, I'm on the show tonight. Like my match was taped last week. Like I'm on the show tonight. But yeah, it was weird.
Was there any talk of that match being removed from the show?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it was already filmed. Like it was part of the story, I guess. But yeah, it was weird because that's happened a lot with back in the day with like 205 Live and stuff. People...
All right, that was Indi Hartwell speaking on Chris Van Vliet podcast. She talked about how she originally had the Indi Hartwell name. She had to sell to WWE and, for them to own it. That show you that WWE, they really big on owning these ring names. And it showed that some people, they will have their ring name back, once they're released from the company. And some others, they have to change their ring name, which most people we see today. But I know Jakara Jackson spoke on her channel. She was able to keep her ring. She owned her ring name as well. So ownership is everything when it comes to these names I see. Also, in Indi Hartwell, she spoke about how she's supposed to do something with Naomi and Bailey, supposed to enter a storyline, but it did not work. And that's, I remember when she got released, the last episode she aired came on SmackDown that Friday. So people didn't even know that she was gone. They thought she was still there, but that stuff was filmed because I believe the show Indi Hartwell was during the European tour, so it was overseas. It wasn't in the States. But Indi Hartwell, I will say too, since she owns her name, which was a very smart move, she's used that name throughout her career, and for her to lose it and have WWE keep it, it will really ruin her marketing strategy and ruin her brand because she needs that name. And also, I would say with Indi Hartwell, I like how she just quickly asked for the name, didn't get mad, didn't get upset. They just gave it to her because the great relationship they have built with Indi Hartwell that she been with WWE. Because, you know, I know she didn't really get a chance to be on the main roster for a long time, but at least she was able to, you know, maintain a great relationship with WWE, and she continue on to do what she has to do, though. But other than that, that's all I have regarding why Indi Hartwell kept her ring name despite being released from WWE. You guys let me know what you think of Indi Hartwell. Indi Hartwell has officially crossed the line. She's TNA. What do you guys expect of her? And how did you guys think of the interview? Check out the content here at Pink Square Circle. Click the next video. Until then, guys, I will see you guys later.